Morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how this video is gonna go. This could turn out to me just dropping a couple mild curse words, or it could turn into an Eddie Murphy Raw scenario. I don't know, but the day's starting out fabulous. For one, my Volta handle that turns the camera on and off, it quit working on me. Like, done. Like, I can't get it to work. I might have to reset it and reboot it, do whatever. But two, check this out. On my way to the farm this morning, a little 6-point basket rack jumped out in front of me. Look at it. That's like the majority of it. I mean, the plastic is broken right here, and there's slobber right there. I don't travel fast down the dirt roads anyway. I think I was doing 30 miles an hour when he jumped out of the ditch right in front of me, and then I stood on the brakes, so I probably hit him at 25 miles an hour. But regardless, I still hit him. He rolled a couple times, slid alongside of me as I was looking at him, and then got up and ran away. But also, yesterday I finished up the field I was in, and as I was finishing up the field, I had an alert pop up on the screen of the combine, and it said low coolant. I was like, that's odd. But, you know, we've had this combine for 3 years. I've never had to put a coolant in it. Okay, well, maybe it is low. So I finished up the last, I don't know, 50 yards. And went unloaded into the truck, and then I was getting ready to unhook the head, so I pulled off to the side, unhooked the head. I went to open the back of the combine up so I can go up and drop the hopper so we can move to the next field, and I noticed like part of the back of the combine is wet. I was like, ooh, I bet you that's why I'm low on coolant. I started looking, sure enough it is coolant. So I climbed up to the combine engine bay area, and I'm looking, and it's like, this is engine coolant leaking from on top of the DEF tank. Why the hell would it be leaking antifreeze on top of a DEF tank? But as I further investigated, I figured out why. But come to find out, they run coolant lines into the DEF tank, and it runs down this spiral tube and then back up like a return. Basically, it's a preheater for the DEF. Warms it up, thaws it out, whatever. That's what it's for. But anyway, it's leaking. And it's leaking right in an actuator. And the only thing, I don't know what the actuator does. All I know is the actuator is $330, but if I can't just replace the actuator and have to replace the whole head unit of the DEF tank, that's $2,300. Regardless, it needs to be addressed. So I'm trying to figure it out, and because today is Sunday, I've been on the phone with, yesterday afternoon I was on the phone with our John Deere salesman because he gave me the number for the after hours parts center, which is good, but nobody answered the freaking phone, and nobody's returned my freaking phone call. So that's pointless to me right now. So he is actually going to spend his Sunday looking around for this part for me to see who's got it, to where we can go and get it. The actuator is actually held in by a nut, but the nut is so rusty, I don't know if I want to mess with it, because if I mess with it and break that bolt off that holds the actuator in, then I'm shut down completely. Like right now, it's just dripping. We went and got 5 gallons of antifreeze Took 2 gallons to fill me up to start cutting the next field, and then I ended up cutting off 5 combine loads to fill the truck and the grain cart, and it went through like 1.5 gallons of antifreeze. So it's a problem that needs to be addressed, but to get me through the last 30 acres, to get me through harvest, I could just go buy 5 or 6 gallons of antifreeze and get this thing knocked out, or, you know, keep going if I don't break that piece off. So I'm torn right now. Right now I'm going to haul this truck down and then come back, unload the grain cart, haul that down, and then come back, and we're gonna figure out the day from there. So when I get back from hauling corn down and emptying everything out, I'll show you guys what I'm dealing with on the combine. I'm stuck in line. I have 3 trucks ahead of me, and there's 2 trucks behind me already, and it's 10 minutes before the ADM opens. This is not good for me because I get scrolling on my phone while I'm waiting in line because I'm bored, and I end up buying crap. Like, for instance, I just bought something off the TikTok shop. I bought the hockey jersey from Christmas Vacation movie, wherein Clark was wearing that black, I think it's the Blackhawks hockey jersey that says Griswold across the back. Yeah, I just bought that. You know, it's a Christmas shirt. Okay, I'm finally done hauling corn, and I'm out at the combine. Now, what I was talking about is this right here. This is leaking antifreeze. And what the antifreeze does is it comes in and circles around a tube down in the DEF tank, and then it comes back out. It's just like a recirculator. What the electronic piece is for, no clue, don't know. All I know is this like heats up the DEF, and I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. But needless to say, it is a problem right now, and I have to keep putting antifreeze in the combine so I can keep going, because I have this field left to do, which is about 10 acres, and then a 20-acre field on the other side of those trees over there. So I have literally about 30 acres left to cut, and then I'm done. The problem is, today is Sunday. This happened yesterday afternoon. Everything's closed. And I'm trying to get this done before Tuesday, because Tuesday the weather goes to crap. Like in a big hurry goes to crap. It's supposed to rain all day Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday be nice. Friday, Saturday rain. And the temperatures starting Wednesday are dropping off into the 30s. Highs are in the mid-30s, lows in the teens. So I'm trying to get this done before Mother Nature shuts the door on me. I've got time to run a 3rd load down, so I'm gonna do it. Fuel will be cutting it close, but I've got time. I even managed to make it back to the field in the daylight still. So now, take the grain cart out to the combine, fill the combine up with antifreeze, and go cut again. Alright, I'm letting the truck air up. I am 8 acres away from being done. 8. So I'm pretty confident, providing everything holds together, we will be done tomorrow. So I'm going to carry this video on until tomorrow and just kind of wrap it all up in one video. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. I am back from my first load this morning. Grain cart is full. I'm going to dump that into the truck. And in order to ensure myself to not take down a super light load like a half a combine load, because that is just wasteful. What I'm going to do is what's left, I believe, is another truckload, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to empty the grain cart into the truck, and then I'm going to go cut the rest of the field off and dump it in the grain cart. And then if there's anything left over, squeak a little more into this truck if I have to ensure, you know, I'm not going down there with just 100 bushels, because that is very wasteful as far as fuel wise, considering the truck gets like 7 miles to the gallon. Check this out. This is it. Harvest will be over with. I gotta walk back and get the grain cart now. Combine's up at the main gate with the truck. I gotta go get the grain cart. But Harvest 2025 is over with. Holy shit, hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol? What movie was that from? I guess he said hallelujah, holy shit, where's the Tylenol? But this is a relief. I still have to go empty the truck, come back, empty the grain cart, haul that down. I'm gonna do that today. And we gotta get everything back to the farm and start the cleaning process so we can pack the barn for winter. The weather's gonna go to crap tomorrow. So my big push was to try and get this done before the weather switches, because it's supposed to be like 51 tomorrow, but raining. And then after that, temperatures tank into the 30s. So I'm doing all right. If I got to power wash some stuff in the 30s, I'll just put on a monkey suit and dress warm, and it is what it is. But this is a big load off getting harvest done, that's for sure. It was a tough year. I just dropped my last load at ADM at Weberville for the year. See you next year, ADM. Absolutely everything is hauled in now. I don't have any more grain to cut and no more grain to haul in. I just parked the semi at the farm, got in the pickup. I'm gonna head down now and drop the head off the combine and put it on the header cart and pull that back. And then we'll figure out the rest here shortly. I do need to spread some cover crop in one of the fields that I cut off. I might go and do that yet tonight before the rain hits, because they're talking rain by early tomorrow morning. So I'm not gonna have enough time to get it spread tomorrow before it rains, unless I do it this afternoon. Well, I went and spread the cover crop and forgot to bring the camera. I left it in the truck. But at any rate, we are done harvesting. Now it's time for the cleanup process, the pack away for winter process, the winterization process. Time for all that. Tomorrow the weather is going to go to crap on us, but I got to get everything back to the farm before we start blowing off the combine, power washing it, power washing tractors and implements and heads and semi-trailers and semis, and you know, you get it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to end the video here. Have a great night.